Well, the plot thickens. Elon Musk has officially made an offer to acquire Twitter. Yes, all of Twitter. To buy 100% of the company and then take it private. Funding secured. The shit has well and truly hit the fan. In this video, I'll discuss how we got to here, Elon's offer, and what I think happens next. So let's get into it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store, so check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. Rarely a dull moment when it comes to Elon Musk. Quote, I made an offer. Let's see what that offer was. Over here on the SEC website, quote, I invested in Twitter as I believed in its potential to be the platform for free speech around the globe, and I believe free speech is a societal imperative for a functioning democracy. You and me both, Elon. However, since making my investment, I now realize the company will neither thrive nor serve this societal imperative in its current form. Twitter needs to be transformed as a private company. As a result, I am offering to buy 100% of Twitter for $54.20 per share in cash. In case anyone missed it, sure enough, there's a $4.20 in the buy price. Who'd have thought? This price is a 54% premium over the day before Elon began investing in Twitter and a 38% premium over the day before Elon's investment was publicly announced. My offer is my best and final offer, and if it is not accepted, I would need to reconsider my position as a shareholder. And remember, Twitter stock has surged about 40% since it was announced that Elon Musk had acquired a stake. What if he sells? Any guesses? What might happen to Twitter stock? Yeah, I don't know either. Twitter has extraordinary potential. I will unlock it. Skipping ahead just a little bit. 1. Best and final. A. I am not playing the back and forth game. B. I have moved straight to the end, aka I am not fucking around. C. It's a high price and your shareholders will love it. D. If the deal doesn't work, given that I don't have confidence in management, RIP. By the way, I saw this coming from a fucking mile away. Nor do I believe I can drive the necessary change in the public market. I would need to reconsider my position as a shareholder. This is not a threat. It's simply not a good investment without the changes that need to be made. I actually believe Elon's right. Twitter, social media, big tech, all in a downward spiral for the same stupid reasons. Some people can't see it, and that's fine. These companies are doomed. And those changes won't happen without taking the company private. Shortly afterwards, Elon Musk asking Twitter, quote, taking Twitter private at $54.20 should be up to shareholders, not the board. About 85% of respondents agree. Of course, I assume most of the board will block it. After all, most of them won't have a job should this company be taken private. Now, Elon's not here to kick people out just for the sake of it, but if you're incompetent, if you're brain dead, if you're infected with the woke mind virus, you will no longer be working at Twitter if Elon has his way. So I don't imagine the board overall being highly supportive of this decision. In my opinion, it really should be up to the shareholders of the company as to whether or not the company is purchased and taken private. Whether or not shareholders will agree overall, who knows? My suspicion, probably not, but I don't know the first thing about the kind of people who would actually invest in Twitter stock. Like, seriously. To me, you basically own the Titanic, slowly sinking due to the woke mind virus, the censorship, the fact-checking, the deplatforming, and all the other horse that comes along with that. Some people don't see this as a big problem, but I've been thinking for the last few years as my eyes have continued to open wider and wider and I see what's actually going on. Social media, big tech are on a path that does not end well. Now things get extremely juicy. Here's a tweet, quote, I don't believe that the proposed offer by Elon Musk comes close to the intrinsic value of Twitter given its growth prospects. Being one of the largest and long-term shareholders of Twitter, Kingdom_KHC and I reject this offer. Now, I'm not going to go too far into this. You guys are welcome to do your own homework and figure out, wait, who the what's Kingdom? This rabbit hole goes rather deep. Let's scroll down just a tiny bit. Elon Musk responding. Interesting. Just 2 questions, if I may. How much of Twitter does the Kingdom own? Directly and indirectly. What are the Kingdom's views on journalistic freedom of speech? Spoiler alert. The Kingdom say something they don't like, you die. I'm not joking. Do your homework. P.S. I'm sure Pete Rawlinson and Lucid are having a fun time watching the exchanges between Elon and the Kingdom, their largest shareholder. And by the way, just to be clear, The reason for my laughter isn't at all about the despicable assassination of a journalist at the hands of the Saudi kingdom. No, instead, it's about Elon Musk's 420 IQ question posed to one of Twitter's largest shareholders about journalistic free speech. There is absolutely no way to respond to Elon's question without completely self-owning. Hey, what's this reply from Alex Barado? Hey Elon, don't forget about this doozy. Former Twitter employees charged with spying for Saudi Arabia. Elon's response says it all. And ladies and gentlemen, it gets even more ridiculous. And I mean ridiculous. Here we have some comments from Old Man Sachs. Wait, I think I said that wrong. You know, that company with the money and the things and their stocks and whatever. Well, it turns out that Old Man Sachs have been taken on board by Twitter to help advise whether or not this offer is reasonable, blah, blah, blah. Let's just get to the fucking point. This delicious tweet from Zero Hedge sums it up perfectly. Quote, well, this is awkward. The Twitter board hired Goldman to advise it that the Elon $54.20 offer is too low. Only problem, Goldman has a sell rating with a $30 price target. You fucking idiots. Seriously. Twitter's valuation is more reflective of the current multi-year investment cycle. We reiterate our sell rating and lower our price target from $36 to $30, reflecting the same value multiples on lower for blah, blah, blah. In other words, Old Man Sachs think Twitter is worth $30 a share and advising people to sell the stock. Yet they're also advising Twitter that Elon's offer of almost double that is not enough. You fucking morons. And the fun continues. Let's rewind the clock a few days. April 11th, some idiot called Stephen Mark Ryan posted this, quote, am considering taking Twitter private at $69.420, funding secured. Now, I don't know who this Stephen Mark Ryan guy is, but I've got to give this dude some credit. I mean, here's a tweet in the terms of Elon Musk, as if to say this is what Elon Musk will be doing in the future, not only calling Twitter being taken private, but also a 420 in the buy price. Total fluke, of course. Anyway, this guy's obviously just was a lucky guess, wasn't it? The same guy, at the same time, also posted a strange poll. Quote, if Elon Musk decides to buy Twitter, all of it, would you support this decision? To do so, the sale of more Tesla stock is likely necessary unless, and I want to be clear here, unless is probably the more likely outcome. We don't know for sure, however, unless Elon takes out the largest line of credit in the history of Earth. Most of this guy's followers on Twitter, again, I don't know who this dude is. Most of his followers or her followers, I mean, you can be whatever you want, it's 2022. Most of he, him, her, they, that's followers own Tesla stock, and 50% don't support this decision. Caveat, almost 18% just wanted to see the results. So this is actually a much higher percentage overall. This same idiot also wrote this, quote, a few people are taking this poll other than intended. FYI, Elon doesn't need close to 100% ownership to control Twitter. I'm not asking if you support Elon buying enough to control Twitter, but if you support him buying the entire thing. And then, as if this man had a time machine. Next step, am taking Twitter private. Funding secured. What a fluke, hey? But now a more recent tweet after the news broke that Elon had made the offer to acquire 100% of Twitter, quote, not at all surprised to see Elon make an offer to buy Twitter with 420 in the price and take it private. Were I in his shoes, and if things went down as I assume they did, board seat rejection equals clue, we'll talk more about this in a moment, I'd be doing the same thing. No choice. Free speech matters. And now back to the old Elon Musk rejecting the board seat and what an obvious clue that was. We saw this tweet from Parag, current, and I do underscore current CEO of Twitter. Elon has decided not to join our board, blah, 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 blah. Let's just get to the point, okay? Last paragraph here. There will be distractions ahead. Like what? Is it possible Parag saw this one coming? Is it possible the entire board, the executives at Twitter, tried to muzzle Elon Musk, silence his ability to speak freely, to share his thoughts openly on the platform, said that we want to control you? Literally the worst thing you can possibly do to somebody like Elon Musk. He's literally buying a stake in Twitter to advocate for free speech. Then he's attempting to join the board and they're trying to put all sorts of restrictions on his ability to speak freely. Clearly, he gives them the double bird and says, go fuck yourself. So I just have to buy the whole thing. And of course, this is all speculation, but you know, following the breadcrumbs here, it's certainly possible. Parag somehow knew there will be distractions ahead, but our goals and priorities remain unchanged. The decisions we make and how we execute is in our hands, no one else's. Almost as if Parag here is reassuring the snowflakes at Twitter, don't worry guys, even if some big scary man buys our company who's big on free speech, it's okay because we're running the show, we're controlling decisions, don't worry about any big bad man buying our company if that ever happens. Obviously it won't, because I don't know that's going to happen, but if it did, you don't have to worry. Let's tune out the noise. I wonder what noise that might be. I don't know, maybe Elon offering to buy the whole company and going all over the news? Nah, it couldn't be that. And stay focused on the work and what we're building. Now, another tweet from this obvious Tesla bot. I mean, bro, 3 first names, what a giveaway. Quote, Most will disagree, but this may be one of Elon's most important contributions to humanity. The very fact most people don't understand how important this is exactly why it matters so much. A few years ago, I wouldn't have understood this. It pays to keep your eyes open. Now, I hate to say it, but I also believe it, so I'm going to say it. I believe that there are people who understand how critically, fundamentally important free speech is to a functioning democracy, and there are also folks who simply don't understand. They just can't join the dots. They're blind, their eyes are closed, and hey, that's okay. I was once one of those people as well. 5 years ago, if Elon Musk had made this offer to acquire Twitter and was fighting for free speech, I would have thought, what the fuck are you doing, Elon? Seriously, just focus on Tesla and SpaceX, bro. But unlike many, I've had my eyes open in the intervening years. I see what's going on, and I'm deeply disturbed about where things are headed. I am not joking when I say this might go down as one of Elon's most important contributions to humanity. One final point on just how important this really is. Quote, much butthurt will ensue, which is how you know this matters. Much of the political left is going to flip the fuck out. Count on it and watch what the left-leaning media has to say about this. They will absolutely lose it. Many Tesla and Twitter investors will whine too. Free speech matters. So let's talk about what I personally think is going to happen from here. Unfortunately, it's not the ideal scenario, but I think, probabilistically speaking, this is the most likely outcome. The board on Twitter overall reject this offer from Elon Musk, despite the fact they have a fiduciary responsibility to act in the best interest of their shareholders. You know, the poor sods who've made, or what are we looking at here, 8.24% in total return since Twitter's IPO back in 2013, almost a decade ago. Stunning. We're looking at annual growth of about 1%. Speaking of fiduciary responsibilities to Twitter shareholders from members of the Twitter board, remember the message we saw from Parag? Well, let's read a little bit closer. The board and I had many discussions about Elon joining the board and with Elon directly. We were excited to collaborate and clear about the risks. We also believe that, and wait for this because talk about an own goal, Twitter are going to have a hard time justifying rejecting Elon's offer. Again, we just looked at the stock price. It's done absolutely fuck all for a decade. Elon Musk now buying into Twitter stock and offering significantly above where the stock was before he started buying and before his stake was announced. Twitter shareholders up about 40% as a result of Elon's involvement. Should this offer be rejected, shareholders will lose out on give or take, call it 30, 40, 50% on their stock that's done nothing for a decade. So let's continue. We also believe that having Elon as a fiduciary of the company where he, listen closely, like all board members, has to act in the best interests of the company and all our shareholders was the best path forward. The board offered him a seat. So good fucking luck to the board rejecting this offer and justifying such a rejection. Being scared you're going to lose your seat on the board isn't a valid excuse. That's not in the best interest of Twitter shareholders, is it? I guess the board could always argue that Elon Musk is an incompetent businessman with a terrible track record, right? So here's how I think things play out from here. 1. The board rejects Elon's offer, but Elon pushes for shareholders to vote on the acquisition, not the board. 2, shareholders, I don't know, maybe it's a 50-50 chance either way. Maybe they support, maybe they reject, I don't know. Personally, were I a Twitter shareholder and Elon Musk was taking the company private, I'm going to get a massive premium on a stock I made no money for a decade, I'd definitely be supporting the offer and getting the fuck out of the stock. But that's just me. Should the board and or shareholders reject this offer, well, that's when Elon Musk is just going to have to do what he has to do and start a competitor. And this may be one of the biggest shitstorms in the history of shitstorms. It's hard to know how things will play out. This is all pure speculation, but I tell you what, it's going to be anything but boring. And here's something to consider. Can anyone watching think of any other person on the planet who'd be willing to invest $40 billion in something they firmly believe in, such as upholding the principle of free speech? I certainly can't. And just finally, some more exciting news breaking today. That's right, ARK Invest's new Tesla stock price target. Stay tuned for a deep dive on these within a few days' time. For now, I just wanted to give everybody the heads up. ARK Invest expecting Tesla at $4,600 per share in 2026, which is within 2% of my 2026 bear case price target for Tesla stock, available exclusively on Patreon, the card in the corner, or the link in the pinned comment. You'll also gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos on every topic you can imagine. And just finally, wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody for the kind words and well wishes yesterday. If you're wondering, not much better today, but the show must go on. See you guys tomorrow, unless I'm literally dead. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan, this is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.